Hey guys, it's Anna from Anna's Magical Moments. So, I'm celebrating. I'm wearing my hoodie because I couldn't find my shirt, so I'm a little hot, but I wanted to wear one of the agency's t-shirts for my first anniversary as a travel agent. So before I get started to share some of the things that I've learned this year, I work in the federal government field. The contract that I work for is technically not a contract, it's a business. It supports a lot of, the federal government aspects. So if you know anything about the federal contracting world, it can be pretty brutal. Like my fiance, he got laid off and the contract got awarded, but it was awarded back in December and that job has not contacted him back because they're under protest. And this is a frequency in the federal government world. It's like either you just have to move on and keep struggling to look for a new job or get a federal government position. But I wanted to find a career that I wasn't so reliant on the federal government. You know, it's kind of a stressor to not know if your job is protected year by year or however long your contract. Usually they average about 5 years. So I wanted to find a new career where I wasn't so dependent on the federal government and that our livelihoods wasn't so tied in with contract renewals or stuff like that. So I had always liked planning. I've always liked vacation planning. I've always helped my friends out at multiple other conventions or planning their own trips, or not around the world, but giving them helpful tips. And so the whole field of travel agency kind of popped up on my radar after my friend suggested it. And I was at first I was very I didn't really know a lot about the travel industry. I just knew that to me I was is it really a viable profession? And it is, but it is very tough, and I'll go over it in some of my things. So if you are curious about being a travel agent, just note that it's a tough field to get into, and it's also very competitive, and then also you have people that are very indecisive about their plans or are very demanding or both. And also there's different level, you have, which I'm under, a host agency, but then you also have your, I forgot what it stands for, but MLMs, what is it? I forgot what the acronym start, but kind of those agencies don't pay as well, and then you're also trying to recruit people. I do not recruit anybody. If someone tells me, hey, I want to apply to a job for your agency, and I say, okay, I don't get, you're not tied underneath me like a pyramid scheme or something like that. You are an employee of you are pretty much an independent contractor. So I don't get a kickback from your commission. So just note that if you are interested, there are different avenues, so you really have to research it. I apply to about 3 or 4. I would apply to one, wait and see, and apply to another one, wait and see, and the 3 never responded back to me. This one did, and I have to say, things happen for a reason, and I'm very grateful that I answered all the questions, and I felt I did well, and I was very anxious because I didn't know if I made the cut. But on July 9th of last year, 2018, I got the email that I had, passed all the questions and that, I was given a job offer, in essence. So I am an independent contractor in essence of the agency. So, but I have to follow their rules, and Magical Moments is an earmarked and platinum and very good agency to be with. And I have to say that I'm super grateful for this agency. I've, being an agent for years and being on their forums and not forums, but Facebook groups and stuff like that, it's amazing how many other agencies don't give their travel agents any support, really. It's a very much, figure it out or sink and die. But our agency is very super supportive. I'll post a question if I have anything, and most of the time someone will respond if they have the answer. And yeah, but I just want to go over a few things, either that I've learned, I've achieved, or just observed, and maybe it'll help you decide to use a travel agent, or if you're thinking about being it. One thing that before I really go into, so a lot of people don't understand that I don't get paid until after my clients travel. So it is a business that you just can't, you're not making money. And I've had, one of my friends emailed me and she was like, hey, how's the pay? I was like, and I told her that. And so she's like, no, that's not for me. Because I already have a full-time job, it wasn't that big of a deterrent besides having the time. And because I figured once I get to the point, and hopefully it will be my goal is in 5 years to make this my full-time position, and then get away from the federal contracting world. And that's my hope and my goal, because I do want to do this full-time. But right now I just financially could not do this full-time. But anyways, so I'm going to go over some of the things. I think I have about 10, so we'll see if I'll end up with 10. So first off, my numbers. So my first year, as of June 9th, I have had about $55,000 in sales. Now that doesn't mean I made $55,000. That means all of the bookings that I've made for the agency equates to, it's $54,000. So in 125.09 cents. I've had 29 bookings, and I've had 22 clients. 2 of those are return clients, which one is me, so because I can count myself as a client, and the other one is one of my good friends down in Georgia. So definitely, and she's given me referrals too, and I love you, Melissa. So, another little fun thing, acronyms. So working in the federal government, I know a few things about acronyms, and same thing with the travel industry. You have your acronyms, IOE, IOA, Island of Adventure, MK, Magic Kingdom. AI used to mean artificial intelligence for me, but now it means all-inclusive. And so you have those different acronyms, the different terminologies in June of 2018, if you say, oh, I want to go to an all-inclusive, an AI, I would have been like, you want to go to an artificial intelligence? I wouldn't have automatically think, oh, you want to go to an all-inclusive. So that, it is fun learning the lingo, learning the, and all that stuff. And there's so many exciting places. I think because I joined primarily to be a Disney and Universal travel agent. But there's a big world out there, and the earth is tremendous, and they have the most, every country has their beauty, and downsides, but there's so much beauty in this earth. And I have to say, besides taking away Disney World, Disneyland, those types of places, I have to say the few places that I really want to try is I'm not sure how you say it. I think it's Escaret Resort. They're known primarily in Mexico. I joined a Facebook group also to just kind of learn a little bit more about them. They look amazing, look beautiful. So one day I hope to go to that. Sandals St. Lucia, of all the Sandals resorts, I don't know, that one calls to me. So I hope to go in a few years. And then I'll just stick Tokyo Disneyland on there because I really want to go back. But I kind of did a preliminary quote for my friend. She's not ready to book to the Maldives, and it looks so beautiful. I've also this is before the travel agency, but I've always wanted to go to the Seychelles. I hope I'm saying that. The Seychelles Islands, they just look so incredibly beautiful. So maybe one day, I know I have some years on me. This is also kind of a funny thing. The amount of people that think that Puerto Rico and New Mexico are not part of the U.S. It is like, and this is not just with a travel agency. I actually had someone like say, oh, I went to a foreign location and they put Puerto Rico. I'm like, Puerto Rico is not foreign. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. You don't have to put that as a foreign, like if you're going to like a foreign nation. So yeah, it's yeah. Remember your geology, but geography, not geology. But this industry, this is the fifth point. This industry is tough. You have so much competition from other travel agents. You have competitions from like businesses like AAA and Costco. And, you know, like Costco might get you a better deal, but if you have any problems, you don't really have someone to talk to. And so this is like why, like, having a travel agent, you have one person. If you have problems, you go to that one person. You don't have to like be on the phone with like, you know, with 10 million different call centers and getting transferred around. You know, like you just call that one person and they can take care of it if they can. There's some things that you might have to actually take care of, like, you know, if it relates to like PII or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough industry. I mean, you have other agents, like, not, you know, like our general rule with like the agent, as we're taught, is that if someone says, hey, I am working with John Smith, but you know, I don't know, can I work with you? And I'm like, well, no, you're working with John Smith. It wouldn't be right for me to take away his client, you know. And also like the whole shopping around. Well, if you're going from a travel agent to a travel agent, like, we have the same suppliers for the most part. Like, like our databases that we go through, our suppliers, they're not going to change just because Joe Smith, you know, like, is doing it as opposed to me. Now, what Joe Smith can be offering, he might be offering a gift card, but then that's it, you know. So, or he's doing like a special like that. So it's like a lot of people shop around, but they don't realize we all use the same system. And any special deals are usually deals that either the host agency is offering, or maybe they're just reducing their commission to make a sale. In which, like in my case, I can do like the small gift cards, but I can't offer like $1,000, like a $3,000 trip for free, because I haven't made that much in commissions, you know. But yeah, it's a tough industry, and point number 6 kind of involves like one thing I've kind of noticed, and this is probably not all, but it seems like a lot of the agents, they're either like, I always had this image of travel agents being super, super bubbly, like super extroverted, like gung-ho, like wheeling and dealing salesperson. But like now, like being kind of like with the travel agency, you know, they do have, there are some bubbly extroverts, but it seems like there's a lot of introverted travel agents like me who love what they do, because we love planning, and you know, I can be extroverted, but usually I am very introverted. But I love to plan. I love to like help people get the best deal that they can, and also help them with like their dining reservations, you know, or any other questions they have with, you know, like, well, primarily I'm a Disney agent, so yeah, so stuff like that. But it seems like it also is kind of a lonely business, because a lot of us are doing this from home, and a lot of times we don't have a support network besides like in the Facebook groups, you know. And like, I mean, there's some few agents who are like, oh, I don't have anybody else to tell this to, you know, and they share the news of something, you know, personal, because they just don't have that. They might have like their certain network, but like people that aren't in this industry might not understand, you know, like, oh, your best friend, like, who you helped out with all this stuff, end up booking at Costco, you know, instead of using you. and it's like that hurts your feelings, you know, because it's like your best friend. So, and like stuff like that, you know, like it seems like it's a lonely profession, and like because I know some of the agents like online, and I've chit chatted with them, but I don't have like my travel agency buddy within the organization yet. And maybe like once I actually go to more events, and that's because like we're all around the United States, so it's not like we get to see each other. Um, and I don't know if there's any other agents in Northern Virginia. I know there's one down in Charlottesville, Virginia, but I've never met her yet. So, but yeah, it can be a cutthroat industry. It can be a little lonely. I hopefully when I get more like to get to more like the trips where a lot more agents, maybe I'll get like my travel agency buddy, and then we can just bounce back for it. While I thought I knew a lot, I've learned a lot more. You know, like I know Disney and Universal, but like sandals, I really, like I knew of the sandals brand name, didn't really know much about it. Doing the training courses was amazing. And I've just learned more about Disney and Universal, and how to market a little bit better, and how to like help my clients get the best deals and advice. So that's definitely like a big thing. And this kind of ties in number 8. The travel agency industry is always evolving. You know, your suppliers are evolving, they're offering new stuff, and it really is important to keep up. You know, so I kind of wanted to go back to college, but then I got this job, and it's kind of like I'm going back to college. You know, I'm always like taking webinars and courses and trying to learn more stuff, and so it kind of is, you know, professionally like I went back to college. So yeah, it's been fun. And something I also learned is that when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna sell everything. I'm gonna sell like but you get overwhelmed. And so I like, and taking advice, and that's one thing that our agency has. It has like a little academy that you have to go through. And, you know, the mentor, she was like, you can't be a specialist in everything. There's too many locations, there's too many suppliers, there's too many resorts, you know. So she said, pick 1 or 2 or 3 and specialize in those. So while I can book resorts, you know, besides, I decided that I would do the 3: Disney, Universal, and sandals. I have never been on a cruise. I can book the Disney cruises, and I feel comfortable with that, but I just like never been on Carnival, never been on any of the cruises, so I'm not really like secure in that, and my education in that is I've kind of let that part a little bit not as educated on, but I decided to focus on more like the all-inclusives, learn a little bit more about the sandals and the escarats and some of those other all-inclusives. So and of course Disney, Universal, but those are my 2 primes, and the other ones, and sandals is like a third. And you know, it's also a funny thing. Without fail, if I go on vacation, that's when I get so many quote requests. Like when I went, it wasn't even that big. It wasn't even a vacation. We just went away from the weekend. I had 3 people messaging me. When I went to Disney in January, I had 5 quote requests. And it's a funny, like some of the agents also say that. It's like if you go on your personal travel, that's when you get so much business. And it also helps your business too, if your clients see you traveling and stuff like that. You know, do I have goals for the future? Right now, my primary goal was just to learn, and also do one booking a month. And in most time I've met that goal. The only time I didn't meet that goal was in April. I made up for it in May. I think I had 4 bookings in May. But my goal is just to have 1 goal a month. And, you know, I want to reevaluate after, like, you know, when I close out the year, reevaluate, maybe get more ambitious, maybe like do 5 bookings a month, you know, and revamp some of the things to streamline it for me. But for right now, I'm happy where it is. I do want to get better at like marketing myself, because right now I've had only clients that are like friends or referrals from friends, which is good, but I want to also like I haven't got that stranger booking yet. You know, that person just finds me off the street and says, hey, I want to book a vacation with you. And yeah, so if you ever have any referrals, please send them my way. I really have enjoyed my first year. It is tough. I mean, there have been months where I'm like, I question myself, because it is intimidating to change careers and also establish a brand new business, because this is what it is. This is in business. And, you know, I've had my doubts. I've had my insecurities about it. But I think being part of this agency that's super supportive, and hearing all these other stories of like agents say, don't let this, just because you haven't had a booking, don't let this get you down. Just keep going and figure out new ways. And so when I don't have a lot of bookings, I go back and reanalyze, like, what can I help to do, like what can I make to make my business more successful? Do I need to do more advertising? Do I need to do more vendor shows? And et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. If you ever have any questions, feel free to ask me. I never mind questions. If you are interested in booking your next trip, also get in contact with me. And I didn't mention this. Like, using a travel agent is 90% of the time free in my case. The only time I would ever charge you a fee is if, like, say you booked your Disney vacation and it's out of the transfer range, which is 30 days, or if you paid in full when you booked, and I have to get paid somehow, because at that point Disney's not going to give me a commission if I start planning for you. So I don't like doing that. I rather just like be from you from start to finish. But if you ever are like, I can't do this, I'll pay your planning fee. That's when I charge a planning fee. Or if you want me to book your airline tickets but not do a package, it's because the airlines don't do commission anymore. So like, I can book your flight, but I would have to charge you a fee, because then I wouldn't get paid. So that's why, like, we tell our clients it's better for you to book your own booking, because you also get better choices of seats, and plus, since the airlines are a little bit more complicated. So not complicated, but just you like, right, like, what seat do you want, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. I'm going to try to do a Tuesday travel agency or Tuesday travel tip on Tuesdays. So I guess this is the first one. So until next time, guys, have a magical day.